Hiring Mexicans to pick your fruit can be provided for in both Christianity and capitalism. Raping 84,000 Boy Scouts and choir boys, because what are you going to do about it, can be defended in neither. God hates communism. But first, do no harm, or you're not a doctor in any religion. No economic system, no place, no time, no planet. The corporation is canonized in the New Testament by the Apostle St. Paul for saved Christians and kosher Jews. 600 years later, slave-raiding barbarian heretics from the devil's playground learn how to read and disagree. It might be argued that Marxism would not exist were it not for some people. If your branch of Christianity involves Muslims, it's a branch of Islam, not Christianity. If there is but one Allah and Muhammad is his prophet, it's not a corporation. Look up corporation, you idiots. The people making you operate against your own best interests like this probably don't have a right to do. All roads lead to Rome. If you're not allowed to deliver your confession and pay your tithes, to tell me who said, point him out to me. A real doctor knows there is no forgiveness for being too dumb to do your job. Failure is not an option for a real doctor. We could abolish Islam with a couple generations of medical ethics, because a real doctor is compelled. First, I shall do no harm. I shall guard my charge from injustice. So from each according to his means to each according to his need may have been, brainstormed by some genius centuries later. I don't know who they attribute it to, but the fact is, this is where tithing comes from. Contribution, tribute. 10% is, common for the classical ancient era. Often way higher, like 50% is not unheard of, because when Caesar committed genocide, it was a spectacle, not a cover-up. So there's no religious, like precedent. Oh, well, we worship Caesar, not Catholics. Like this is some kind of wartime Catholicism. We don't have that, right? Because claiming anyone for a church against their will is a violation of international law and the Constitution. It's legal neither here nor there. We are, by American and UN definition, subject to conventional foreign attack, aided and abetted by assholes. These fucking morons they can't be relied upon to see to their own best interest. They're a threat to themselves and others. They're so fucking stupid. This isn't medicine. They had to change the name. It would be blasphemy. It's healthcare now. So these bloodthirsty, cutthroat, feminazi bimbos, the Nazis invented a way to just annoy people to death. They just needed an excuse to use it. So in 2014, a doctor ripped off insurance. I didn't know that's what he was doing at the time. No grievous injustice went unspoken to in my presence. 2015, collections tried to kill me. So I was like, oh, okay, well, judging from all the cloud of just nonsense following these people around, that doctor ripped off insurance. I went to subpoena the hospital, which does not necessarily mean lawsuit, but they got, real defensive. The lawyer thought he could take my money and laugh. So I had to look into it. Right? When I came back in 2016, the love of my life was 7 months pregnant. They raped her the minute I left town and got her strung out to connect the Department of Defense to crimes they never could pin on me directly, not for lack of decades of effort. So, but when you've never sold cocaine, that all the trying to make you do it without a word to your face stands out. Noticing people doing things and knowing how surveillance tampering works, so this is a conventional foreign attack. It's not protected under the 1A, and it doesn't necessarily matter if you were born here, if you sold your birthright for protection from our enemies, but just don't claim me. They can't claim me to my face, Washington. I've never had sex with a dude. That's the definition. Just point him out to me. Don't tell me to my face, sir, ma'am, other. Like you have some kind of moral obligation against me, and it's not just you taking up space reserved for those who would act in defense, to preserve and defend the Constitution from all enemies, foreign and domestic. Like you're just holding the door for humanity's closest natural enemies to come and go and point the finger. We're gonna have to shoot another plane at it. And you know, if it may or may not have been suggested at one time to decentralize intelligence, it does not mean put the press in the Pentagon. Ethical defensibility is tactically defensible. Real transparency comes from exclusivity. They want the story, they want the seat behind the door gunner. Well, the rest of us, you know, our objective is to avoid war or at least win. So why scapegoat anyone for espionage? If there's no spy, Washington, don't call people a hacker. If you don't prosecute hacking, you may as well call them a witch. Anyway, 2016. Diplomatic immunity since 1992 fled the country. That's a 24-year op. So the corporate argument for like, I can't afford to go to trial is out. King of the what? This is definitely the conspiracy pretending to negotiate and trying to kill me before I found out had to have diplomatic immunity to be allowed to continue the way it was before trying to kill me and having failed to kill me and fled the United States. You people, you're all trying to go out of business at once and see what happens. The scumbag bitches at the phone company do not represent my ex-girlfriend, okay? Follow me around raping people. If you got sued, okay, I've never forged ink on paper and I've never had sex with a dude. And I've never sold cocaine for dope smuggling faggots to follow me around, forging lawsuits. I've never forged ink on paper. I've never had sex with a man. I've never sold cocaine. You didn't learn it from watching me. Turnabout is unjustified. If it's illegal, it's not the law. Fair enough. So, I mean, uniform or not, we don't need no stinking badges. We have ink on paper with the Bible, with the Constitution, IOUs. I've never forged ink on paper. I've never been a hacker. I didn't have sex with that Creole girl. I don't have to list every single thing I've never done to talk to my own government on our own soil. What are you gonna do about it? I can't possibly rape all these Protestants by myself, Washington.